Alrighty. Yo, 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 yo. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Afro Matt Show. This is episode 94, if you can believe it. We've made it this far. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, and I have downs. Today we are sipping on Winter Spiced Cranberry Sprite. So, something a little bit different today, I know, but bear with me. What's going on? Really? I'm wearing an FBI hat. That is because our new sponsor is the FBI. This is now a propaganda machine sponsored by the FBI. So I don't know if they wanted me to wear like my sponsorship on me. That's not usually how the FBI rolls. But yeah, I heard word from the big man himself, Santa Claus, that this is now a PSYOP operation, and the end goal is to make conspiracy people like myself seem as strange as possible and discredit us. So I'm doing my job, right? Let's see, election. Talking about election season. I really didn't even know it was happening. One of my friends posted on his story that he has a sticker or whatever. I like swiped up on his story, and I'm like what's even happening? Who are you voting for? Like, I mean, what are we voting for? Like, literally what? And I know it's weird to be I'm not bragging about not knowing what I'm voting for. I literally am that aloof, right? But I didn't really pay too much attention to any of it, except for one state in particular. Really, actually, Arkansas elected their first ever female, whatever, senator, governor. I don't know. Someone, senator, I think. Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Apparently, she's like really anti-abortion. Her slogan, my girlfriend told me her slogan is like, "Save God's children" or something psycho like that. And at least we got a girl. We got halfway there. Now we just need a female in the office who has a working, functioning brain. Speaking about working and functioning brains, Pennsylvania had a very interesting. What's going on in? What is going on in Pennsylvania? Is it? So Pennsylvania, if you don't know who was running, it was Sloth from Goonies versus literally Dr. Oz. I told my girlfriend this when we were driving around. I'm like, "Did you see the race in Pennsylvania? It's Dr. Oz versus the guy from the Goonies." She didn't believe me. She looked it up, and it's actually factually correct. It's like he looks like some UFC fighter. He has like the mongoloid kind of like sloped forehead, where it's like Neanderthal style, and that's Fetterman, versus actually Dr. Oz, like the guy who had the TV show. Like, I think that says a lot about what's going on in Pennsylvania, and the probably the type of person. If who you elect is a representation of of the population, I think Pennsylvania has some serious self-reflection to do. Because there's the people running in that country or in that state was a mongoloid orc from Lord of the Rings versus I mean a fake doctor from a TV show. Are you okay, Pennsylvania? Do you need help? We will help. We can send people to help. Pennsylvania needs like the jaws of life. Jesus Christ, Pennsylvania. Get it together. What, like, I saw that election. I thought it was fake. I saw a screenshot. I thought it was literally fake. I'm like, this is This is the owner of UFC, Dana White, with a beard versus um, Dr. Oz. And yeah, it's just, I mean, what's going on? Like, no, seriously, what's going on? Seriously, what's going on? Not only that, but there are some states, and I know that this is like possible to happen, but I saw this news article. What, it was literally a state was found by a coin toss, like a state's something coin toss election. Yeah, 1 hour ago, Kentucky's city's mayoral race. So they were voting on their mayor, was literally decided by a coin toss. The city of Butler. So I mean, I guess so. A 25-year-old is now the mayor of this small town, the city of Butler, in Kentucky, and as a coin flip. I didn't know that's how they did races when it got that close, but that's kind of, I mean, deciding who is the mayor in that close of election is the same about deciding who goes first in the Super Bowl. Those are the same statistics, essentially. That's just a fun thought experiment. I wonder if they would do that for the. Is that written somewhere in like the Constitution or something? Like any runoff vote ties are always decided by coin toss. Like, what if the U.S. presidential election was 50-50? Do they just flip a coin? The largest national coin flip in the world, just to decide who runs America. That's when you know the country is a joke, when you just flip a coin to decide who's the president. And honestly, they might as well. I mean, they might as well. Like, I don't even think I would be that mad. I wouldn't even... Actually, I think a lot of people would be less pissed if you just flipped a coin. Because then it doesn't feel like you're versus them. It's not like red versus blue. It's everyone versus the coin, right? The coin becomes the enemy. And it's like you flip the coin and they're like, God damn it. And you can't really, like, the crazy Christian, like the rednecks can't be like, God damn it, the election's rigged. It's a coin. You can't rig a coin. Imagine they just go up to some random stranger, like a complete stranger, a homeless man on the corner, take a coin out of his coin box and say, "Hey man, can I flip this?" And they flip the homeless man's coin and it lands, and then they put it back in the thing, and then that determines who, that coin flip that they just did determines who wins the election. How would you be able to say that that's fraudulent? You can't say that's rigged. Neither side would be able to say that's rigged. Of course, there'd be a conspiracy theorist. The homeless man was in on it. Meanwhile, the homeless man's doing PCP in the bathroom. Just like, yeah, dude, he was in on it. This guy can keep a secret. Yeah, I mean, he's doing PCP in the public bathroom after flipping a coin. It's like, that was weird. Just bubbling up a freaking PCP pipe. Shooting up heroin in a public restroom. Occupado! Yeah. I think that, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I realize I would not even be upset if the election was, like, determined by a coin toss. For future reference, I mean, they usually go almost 50-50. And I know that's like, you're giving away your right to vote. This isn't a democratic state. This is a randomocracy. You know what? That's totally random. That's so random. Remember when random humor was a thing? That's so random. rar, that like it was just like randomness. And it was funny. It was supposed to be funny. Like that's the joke, is like random humor. That's a millennial type thing, but America should be a randomocracy. Just everything's determined by random chance. Coin flips. You got a coin for abortion. You flip it every 2 years. Who cares? I mean, really, who cares? Flip the coin every couple of years. You have no one to blame except chance. And chance is, hey, you might lose 3 coin flips in a row, and that sucks. But hey, that's life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And you might lose. And look, it deletes everyone that's in our. We don't need senators anymore. We don't even need a vote, guys. This new system, a randomocracy, a randomocracy. Yeah, that works. A randomocracy, where we have coin flips, dice rolls, like Dungeons and Dragons. People will get on that. People will be hype on that. Pull out a 20-sided D&D dice to decide who's, the next 20 judges of the Supreme Court. All right, your odds, your evens. Let's shake this up. You just got a freaking bunch of. I actually have some die here. You shake up the die like Yahtzee. You roll it. Alrighty, and the new judges are. And then you don't have to do a big thing like with Kavanaugh or whatever, where they like found out that he just likes to drink, like that whole thing. Dude, that whole I forgot how crazy that whole Kavanaugh thing was. People were getting heated over that. They're like, they're letting a rapist be a judge or something like that, and he's just like, automatic. Remember when he was doing that automatic thing? That's like cold as hell, bro. What was that? Kavanaugh automatic. He's like, beer bongs automatic. Brett Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh. Why is his name spelled all retarded? We drank beer. Automatic. We liked boys. Automatic. Something like that.
Described you as being.
We drank beer. The drinking age, as I noted, was 18, so the seniors were legal. Senior year in high school, people were legal.
Forgot how much of a pain in the ass this was.
Beer, and I said sometimes
I said the N-word.
Too many beers, and
sometimes I drank too many beers and I said the N-word. One too many times.
Race. Automatic.
Oh, here it is. This is an edit, but listen, this is him.
Race.
Here we go.
Sometimes I had too many beers, which I gladly do, and which I fully embrace.
Sometimes I had too many beers, which I embrace. Automatic.
Automatic. Still is.
Still is.
I liked beer. I still like beer. Automatic. Still is.
The dude's a beast.
But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out. When I was in town.
Dude, this whole thing was such a joke, dude. This actually makes me laugh.
I spent much of my time working out, lifting weights, or hanging out and having some beers with friends. Animal House, Caddyshack, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Working out, lifting weights, too many beers. Automatic.
Yeah, that was some fun shit. Automatic. I'm just trying to find the full clip. What is this?
Dr. Ford has.
Beer. I liked beer.
Dude, why is everyone... Dude, how many... Wait, why is there so many edits of Kavanaugh just talking about beer, dude? That's wild. Automatic. We drank beers. Automatic. Yeah. Beer bongs. Automatic. Keg stands. automatic. Drinking and driving, automatic. Made it home every time, automatic. The dude was a beast, dude. Imagine partying with Brett Kavanaugh when he was 20. I never drank to the point of blacking out. I have 46 beers, never blacked out. I'm a freaking beast. Case race, automatic. The dude's just a freaking tank. Dude's just a tank when it comes to alcohol. We like getting drunk. Dude, wait, it's censoring my camera's censoring my FBI logo on my hat. I'm definitely wearing this out. I might get some stares, but it's funny. Let's continue on to the June. I can't say June news anymore because of the recent, the whole thing with, whatever. The news on 101.9 The Cream. I'm your host, Matt. We're going right into the news here. Today in the news, we have our nation's best and brightest. Johnson County Sheriff's Department loses license after fraudulent Pokemon transaction. Kansas City, Missouri, a Johnson County, Kansas Sheriff's deputy has lost his law enforcement license after an investigation revealed he attempted to make a fake fraudulent transaction involving Pokemon cards. Earlier this month, Kansas Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Training revoked the law enforcement license of William Knight. Knight, age 32, had served as deputy since March 2019 and to May 2020. In early May, Knight was charged in Johnson County District Court with unlawful acts of theft and detection device. Theft involving a detection device. According to records, Knight was shopping in an area store when, while scanning items, he aroused the suspicions of an asset protection investigator. The investigator discovered that Knight had taken the barcodes off several items of less expensive items he had previously purchased and placed them over 12 sets of Pokemon cards. The value of the cards was estimated at nearly $400. Knight was arrested and booked into the... Oh my god, dude, this guy was stealing Pokemon cards. $400 worth of Pokemon cards is... at that point, it's an addiction. This is Logan Paul and the consequences of Logan Paul. Knight was arrested and booked in Johnson County Audit Detention Center on May 13th, where he spent 2 days in custody before posting $2,500 bond. Interesting. So, I mean, it is true Pokemon cards cost a lot, right? So I'm not gonna shit on him there, right? Look, everyone scanned an item as a lemon. A lemon gets scanned more often at Walmart than it probably should. Then more lemons probably exist, right? I'm not saying I've ever done that. I would never scan anything as a lemon, right? I would scan a lemon as a lemon because it is a lemon. But I'm just saying a lot of people put that little lemon sticker on like the bottom of a Kool-Aid box or something. I don't know. Put it on a pack of Doritos. Doritos are like fucking $5 now. A bag of Doritos is $5. It should cost as much as a lemon. There's like 12 chips in there. You open the bag. It's like 4 servings. It's crazy. It is craziness. It's crazy because whenever you get a good bag, whenever you're like, it's like a new brand will come up, a new brand of like popcorn or chips or something. You'll open it up and you're like, damn, there's chips in this. This has chips. It's like full to the freaking top with chips. You're like, god damn. I know Takis were like that for a while. My brother used to freaking hound Takis. He would eat so many Takis, he would literally get physically ill. Like he would start I guess all the like the red dye 40 would just like melt his insides. And now they have like a blue dye 40 or whatever version. It's like the blue Takis. It's literally Takis, but made with, instead of red dye, blue dye. That shit is cancerous. But it was like such a good snack though. They even sold them in my school. Like at the lunchroom, you would go for lunch and you would get your like spicy chicken sandwich, or sometimes they would have a Salisbury steak, which I don't probably contained about 0% actual steak and like 85% sawdust. I remember when I was a senior in high school, on like the last week, they went around like debt collecting. They would call you to the office. They're like, "Sorry, you have 156 in outstanding balance on your school lunch account." I'm like, I thought this was free. I thought school was free. I thought you were like teaching us we have to come here, and you're making a pay for food. It's the biggest racket in America. We're forced to come here, and you make us pay for food. It's like Disneyland, except you're not even forced to go there. You don't have other options except not eating, which I did opt to not eat a lot in high school. It's probably why I'm so small. There was like some big boys that would eat so much stuff. They would come around tables. They would like, you'd be sitting around tables and you'd have like, maybe you didn't eat all your freaking fries or whatever, your wedge cut fries. And there would be like the big boys would start rolling around. They're like, "Hey man, you gonna eat that? You gonna eat those? Are you gonna finish that mac and cheese?" I'm like, "Hey, no man, it's all you. That's all you, my man." They would take them and you just see them chowing down like it's the best meal that it's like they're on death row and that's the last meal that they're gonna have. You know, those boys are big too. There was one time to like prove a message to the lunch ladies that we just hated their food, which is so fucked up because they're not they literally, their job is to put massive trays of stuff into ovens. That's their job. They're not really, that's why they're called lunch ladies, not chefs, because their job is literally they're human vending machines. They're just that hand that grabs, like, you know, that the arm that'll grab stuff from the vending machine and like put it in the thing. They didn't want to automate it because it would be too expensive, so they had just like small Hispanic like lunch ladies, just like, and they're nice. Every now and then they'll say something to you. You'll come in, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and you know they don't want to be there. They just hate their lives. They're just scooping like week-old eggs into a tray for a child that they barely know. School is just like, the more you think about school, you're like, dude, what is that place? I went there. I survived. It's like something, school in America is something that you survive. You make it out. You make it through, and you're like, you come out the other side and you're like, wow, life is worth living. That's why so many kids want to kill themselves in freaking high school. Kids are like cutting themselves and then like showing you their cuts, and they're like, dude, I can't. Some girl was like, she like cut her leg and she had like these barcodes on her leg, like her upper thigh, and she's like, yeah, man, I just don't know how long I'm going to be staying in high school. I'm like, dude, it's like, math is like, yeah, we're in geometry. If like, this is shapes. You're cutting yourself over shapes. Like, this is literally like geometry. We're freshmen and this is geometry. Are you good? Yeah. Damn, and then there's always that one guy. There was a guy in my high school who always walked on his tippy toes. And I feel like there's always a guy like that. Just everywhere. But I never see adults only walk on their tippy toes. So at some point between high school and, you know, I guess being in public, they learn to walk correctly, which I assume is probably a hard thing to learn. But it's like they're walking around high school just on their tippy toes. And I'm sure they're probably somewhere on the spectrum that they land. The tippy toes is somewhere in the middle, probably, between like full on like Down syndrome, where you're like mentally 2 years old, to like high functioning Asperger's. They're probably somewhere in the middle, right? But those tippy toes. There was a group that would walk around as a gang, and they were from the special ed class. They'd walk around with a gang, but they would have teachers like surrounding them, like they were I almost said George Floyd. No, like they were Floyd Mayweather. My bad. My bad. Wrong Floyd. Floyd Mayweather. Like, you know how he's always surrounded by guards? They were surrounded by, like, their teachers. Like, there was, like, 3 teachers to every 1 student in that class, a special ed class. And we always called those the Tard Guards, which I know is bad, but it's so funny. We're like, oh shit, here comes the Tard. I mean, high school's a crazy place. Crazy place. It's fun. I'm glad to be out. There was one kid. I like how I'm just talking about high school experiences now. There was one kid, and he would have a Monster every single day, like the energy drink Monster. He would have one of those big cans, one of the ones where you open it and it's like it has a twist off cap and it goes psh, like you're opening like nitrogen oxide or whatever. And he would drink one of those things a day. My friend, actually Nick, he used to be on the podcast. He one time went skating with him, like skateboarding, and they came back and they were so thirsty. And he went in. He's like, oh my God, I need a drink. Do you have anything to drink? And the other guy, he brought out 2 Monsters. And he's like, and he just started like chugging it. And Nick's like, dude, where, like, water? I need like water, please. Like, you have like sustenance. Like, I don't know where that guy's at right now, the Monster kid, but I mean, he was a nice guy. Just he drank an insane amount of Monster, and the dude was jacked as fuck. The dude was jacked. He was like, I guess he was like, he would like climb. He was like a climber, so he would climb stuff. He has like these massive forearms that were just like the size of his head, and he would do these crazy party tricks where he like grab the top of a door frame and like hang himself upside down and just do like pull-ups. Like, the dude was crazy. Like, the dude was just jacked out of his mind. Yeah. Yeah, high school is fun. What were we even talking about? Oh, this guy with the Pokemon cards. Yeah, I mean, funny story. The dude was stealing Pokemon cards, and he's a police officer. That's haha, so funny. Good job, Matt. Nice story gathering, retard. This one's actually pretty interesting. An overweight bloke just won Miss America beauty pageant. So I'm not too sure. Did you know that men's legs, which tend to have better muscle definition than women's, are often used to advertise hosiery? It seems men really do make the best women sometimes. Further proof of this came this week as a 19-year-old bloke called Brian. Why did they say called? Why did they just name him? Why did they just say named? Was crowned Miss Greater Dairy. Well, he does look like he's a cow. At Miss America beauty pageant, it took to look at the photos, one could be forgiven for thinking it was a social media hoax. A woman of his, let's say, bulk would have been laughed off stage. Yet, with well-practiced smiles, the losing contestants cooed as the overweight teenager kneeled down so that a delicate diamante tiara could be placed on his head. Hey, his pronouns are they, them. Stop. I actually don't know what their pronouns are, but I think it's funny saying his pronouns are they, them. You're defending someone, but you're like, hey, bigot, shut the fuck up. His pronouns are they, them. Okay? Now get moving. Did he hurt you? Okay. You know, just someone who's like, who doesn't even gender them correctly, who's just trying their best. Hey, her pronouns are they, them, idiot. Now get out of here, bigot. Fuck you. You like spit at them while they're walking away. God damn it. If you lay a finger on him, The losing contestants, yeah, I think it was funny because all the losing contestants couldn't really say anything. They were just like, oh, here's a video of it. The losing contestants were like, oh my god, yeah, she's such a queen. Meanwhile, she's like, maybe robbed. Your new Miss Greater Dairy. I don't even know what Greater Dairy means. But, like, she must have had a good talent. Her talent was just mukbang. Her talent was literally eating food. These jokes are too easy. I mean, Greater Miss Dairy, you're really gonna you're gonna really give it to a transgender, like, chubby boy and call it Greater Miss Dairy? Miss Greater Dairy. It's spelled D-E-R-R-Y. And you're not gonna expect people to call her a cow? I mean, the first transgender woman to be Miss America local title holder in the 100-year history of the contest. Ordinarily, I would refrain from making personal comments about the appearance of a teenager of either sex, and as a middle-aged, slowly sagging midget with a fashion sense that would put a home... This guy really said midget. And as a middle-aged, slowly sagging midget with a fashion sense that would put a home-educated child to shame, I am well aware that I have never been and will never be a beauty pageant material, but beauty queens are usually judged, at least in part, by their looks. It is part of the deal. So you cannot help but notice that the winner of this particular contest bears a striking resemblance to undercooked lumpy sausage. Okay. Wow. So I mean, good for them. Good for them. And I mean, they're like 4 times as big as any of these girls, and good on them. There's more of them to judge. Let's just put it that way, right? So the judges had a lot to work with. I mean, realistically speaking, there was more of them to judge than the other contestants. That's all I'm saying. That's all we're saying here. And I'm not gonna lie, the other contestants, they're good. I mean, they're all right, but they're not transgender, so I wouldn't really say they're doing anything even remotely good. Wasn't there a big thing about a transgender winning some like swimming race? Wasn't that some sort of... I know I covered it, but it was like kind of like I have care. I really have care about like anything in the news, really. But I mean, it's funny that like girls are gonna start getting pissed. Like those girls are definitely went home on their car ride home, and their mom's like, "That fat bitch is ugly as shit." You know that their country mom. That fat fucking bitch stole our prize. You were supposed to be a little Miss Sunshine. You're supposed to be a little Miss Dairy Queen. Supposed to be Greater Miss Dairy. Look at you. Oh, I'm so pissed right now, honey. Oh, I'm so pissed right now. They're just looking at their husband. Do something. Go up there, get that freaking cow off the stage. Do something. Do something, please. And she just looks over at her husband when they announce the winner. They make that noise. And then when they're driving home, she's like just shaking her head with her, just white knuckling the steering wheel the whole time. She's like, so you just hear her muttering, "That fat bitch. That fat bastard kid." The women are going to start actually being pissed about this. Like, if men start like winning all their prizes, I would get pissed. If women started winning men's prizes, Like if a woman came in and won like best beard award, I'm like, that's kind of like the one thing that we had a chance at, right? And I mean, a beauty pageant is like kind of like the one thing women have over men. Like men are just kind of like, we don't wear makeup because we like, there's like, you can't really even fix a lot of the issues with men. It's like, if you're Irish, like me, I'm just like, there's like red spots all around my face, like just spots. Just like I get so red, and I haven't even drank. I'm just red. Like my cheeks are red and they're like hot. And then I have like this massive nose. Like you can't fix all this with makeup, right? And I have like 0 eyebrows. Like you'd have to draw eyebrows on me. Like I would look like Jeffree Star by the time. That's what happens when you put makeup on a man. They all just look like Jeffree Star. Like it's hard to casually put makeup on a person, unless they're Asian. In that case, I mean, makeup looks really good on Asian people because, like they're already perfect. So it's like you don't have to try hard to cover it up. The makeup kind of looks natural. But on a normal guy like me, I have a beard. It's a beard-ish. It would just look like I'm like a clown. It's like putting on clown makeup. But yeah, I mean, God help us. God save the queen. But I just think it's funny. I wish I could be a fly on the wall on those ride homes, just like that fucking fat ass bitch. Next year, if she's running, I swear to God, I prayed 14 hours for this. I knew God had a plan for us, but I didn't know it was this. She starts like investigating QAnon, stuff like that. She starts becoming heavily anti-trans. She's like, I'm not going to end till there's not a single one. She's just pissed. She's just absolutely pissed. Let's see. Rotisserie chicken. This is actually pretty cool. Hundreds cheer the red carpet eating of 40th rotisserie chicken, a part of Philly history. It wasn't supposed to be a party, but the vibes were absolutely electric. At 12 o'clock on Sunday, the clocks have just been turned back. The sky is overcast, but the breeze is warm. The abandoned pier near the Columns Boulevard Giant, right near the South Philly Walmart, is bustling. Hundreds of people of all ages, too many to count, gather in front of a line of caution tape behind which there's a makeshift red carpet and a table covered with a white tablecloth. Some folks carry signs with avian-themed encouragements. Others bring folding chairs. Several bring their children. One attendant arrives donating a full head-to-toe chicken costume, donning a whole head-to-toe chicken costume. They'd all come to cheer on Alexander Tominski, a.k.a. Smooth Recess on Twitter, a.k.a. Philadelphia Chicken Man, whose face showed up on flyers posted around South Philly and circulated all over social media. The flyers invited the city to that abandoned pier near Walmart at noon on Sunday to witness Tominski consume his 40th rotisserie chicken in the past 40 days. That is a rotisserie chicken for the last 40 days. The poster is awesome. It's him like eating a chicken. It's like photos of him just eating a rotisserie chicken. His face is like in pain. Here's what his poster said. Come watch me eat an entire rotisserie chicken. November 6th will be the 40th consecutive day that I have eaten an entire rotisserie chicken. It's at 12 o'clock noon. The chicken will be consumed on that abandoned pier near Walmart. This is not a party. He was very serious. It's serious business for serious men. Rotisserie chickens don't get eaten by just anyone, especially not 40 of them. He's single-handedly keeping the rotisserie chicken business alive. Walmart has some pretty good rotisserie chicken. You need a sauce to dip it in because it's pretty dry, but it's smacking. It's like smacking. If you're ever hungry, it's like $4 for a whole chicken. Like that whole chicken's life led up to it being $4 in like a warming rack at Walmart. Let's move on. It was super epic. I mean, the photos alone are so badass. The dude's like at the end of a pier. He's like holding up a speaker triumphantly over like a crowd of people after he finished his rotisserie chicken. There's like hundreds of people surrounding him, and he's just eating it. This is art. It's literally art. Like this photograph right here, this should win some sort of like prize, Pulitzer Prize. Chicken Man. Philadelphia Chicken Man. Elon Musk. Okay, let's read this one. Elon Musk's first big Twitter product paused after fake accounts spread. Twitter on Thursday night pressed pause on Elon Musk's first major product launch, a paid-for blue checkmark, after misinformation flooded the site. Twitter rolled out the Twitter Blue on Wednesday, letting users who provided an Apple ID and phone number to pay $7.99 a month to attain verification. Previously, that badge was only available to people and companies who verified their identity, often public figures and brands. So I thought this was funny because a lot of people started. So I gathered some tweets here. A lot of people started trolling different companies by changing their name to that company, verifying their account for $7, and then tweeting some crazy shit. This one was pretty funny. Eli Lilly, which is a company that makes insulin, tanked after a fake Twitter account promises free insulin. So they literally tweeted. So someone stole this account. Well, not stole. They made a fake one, verified it, and tweeted out, "Hey, we're giving away free insulin," and it literally managed to wipe $16 billion off of Eli Lilly's valuation by paying $8 to verify their parody account, then tweeting that they're giving away free insulin. It literally crashed by $16 billion overall. Here are some of my other favorites. This guy, this is from a parody account of Chiquita, which make I guess they harvest fruits and vegetables, and they tweeted out, "We've overthrown the government of Brazil." The real Chiquita responded shortly after, saying, "We apologize to those who have been served a misleading message from a fake Chiquita account. We have not overthrown a government since 1954." Which is funny. So Chiquita being trolled. Tesla, someone changed their name to Tesla, verified their account, has the check mark. They tweeted, "Breaking, : a second Tesla has hit the World Trade Center," which is just comedy gold. Ted Cruz, which has it, and they all have the picture of like the logo, the actual guy. Ted Cruz verified, "The first time I entered my human wife, I said, groaning in her ear, 'This is exactly how mother said it would feel.'" Ben Shapiro, another fake account. "OMG, you got me kind of horny right now, Mr. Cruz." Ted Cruz responded to Ben saying, "Have you ever tasted the entrails of a man, Ben? There is no carnal pleasure as delectable." So it's fun, and it's just it's banter. It's friendly banter between Twitter accounts. It's fun. It's games. But I mean, Elon Musk decided to put the kibosh on that, and say, no, we can't have, someone should have impersonated. Maybe I should do that. Impersonate the FBI and say, we are releasing all the documents of people connected with the, Jeffrey Epstein suicide. And then they have to come out and say, no, we're actually not releasing any of that information. People don't want to do that to FBI because they'll find them. So, one more news story here. China, the biggest iPhone factory in the world, just got locked down, but some workers managed to escape. China's COVID-0 policy has led to numerous lockdowns, supply chain nightmares, and the slowing of its economy. But the country is sticking with it, and after several COVID cases were reported, China is locking down the largest iPhone manufacturing plant in the world for 7 days to try and curb the spread of the disease. Wednesday, after the local government announced it over WeChat, the lockdown announcement comes day after the reports of several workers have fled in fear of getting trapped, which makes sense. So I actually have a video here of the panic that ensued. It was sort of a stampede, sort of like knocking down barrier situation. Here they are swarming out and busting into the seat. Oh, here they are. After company officials trapped them there due to government orders. I mean, China's a hellscape of a country. If you have a population that big, it's just like so hard to manage. So here they are busting down a wall, protection barrier, and they're escaping. The move came as part of China's zero COVID policy, and they're busting down the walls, and people are trying to walk out. Holy shit, that guy's pissed. The thing about Chinese government that must be hard is finding who did it. They're wearing masks. Everyone's wearing masks. So it's like hard to find the guy who like punched that wall down. I'm just saying it would be hard for me to point to him specifically in a lineup. I don't know what you want from me besides that. So let's move on to TikTok time before I get actually canceled. Here's Drake. Drake and 21 Savage released a new album, and this is an interview with them, and I thought it was kind of cute.
The two of you seem like a good match because, like, you're into like all that nerdy book shit. Didn't you guys start a nerdy book club or something?
Yeah, I love books.
That's 21 Savage.
Really?
He's an avid reader. He's just like, we'll be like in the strip club, backstage at the show,
Right.
like in his hood, like on his block and shit. He'll just pull a book out, like Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's
Web.
Really?
Harry Potter too, all of them. Sorcerer's Stone, all that shit.
Sorcerer's Stone,
Nah,
what?
you
You talking that shit, my man? Yeah, Harry Potter, my shit, bro. Yeah, Sorcerer's Stone off the block, my man. Dude, that's so gangster. Reading is gangster, bro.
Like,
Dude, what if there's a new rapper just becomes super into reading and people are start like reading starts becoming cool? Like people are like, "Yo, bitch, did you read that new book? Read that new Game of Thrones book? Damn, that shit was lit. You get to chapter 14 yet? Damn, that bitch was wildin'." Yeah, man.
like on his block and shit. He'll just pull a book out, like Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web.
Really? Harry Potter too, all of them. Sorcerer's Stone, all that shit. Sorcerer's Stone.
Sorcerer's Stone, man. Yeah, you talking that shit. Talking that shit. Oh, here's Tucker Carlson talking about Fetterman, which is, I mean, Tucker Carlson might be actually retarded. So I'm going to play this.
Uses a software program to understand the words of those around him and to formulate his responses to those words. In other words, to talk. Where exactly does the software end and John Fetterman's consciousness begin? We don't know. We can't know. But it's obvious that Pennsylvania could very well be sending a computer program to the U.S. Senate where inevitably it will be hacked. Yesterday, MSNBC sat down with John Fetterman and his thinking machine to assess where the man ends and the machine begins. And the initial impressions were not at all encouraging.
None of that is true. None of that is based in literally anything. Tucker Carlson is completely whole cloth making up nonsense about John Fetterman. He took the news, decided it didn't work for his narrative.
All right, we don't need this. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, we don't need all that. But, no, what is this guy talking about?
The initial impressions were not at all U.S. Senate, where inevitably...
I mean, Tucker Carlson might be... I mean, people might not say this, but God bless Tucker Carlson. Because we need someone who's just, like, out there, who has a big platform, who's just saying the most retarded stuff. Because, I mean, saying that... I guess he's saying that Fetterman is part robot. Where does his consciousness end? Whatever. Okay, let's watch this. We've got a couple more and then we'll...
What do you do for a living? I'm an engineer.
Okay, so this guy goes around and asks people what they do for a living. It's kind of a riff off of this guy named Dan, who used to go up to people in nice sports cars and ask what they do for a living. It was kind of interesting to see kind of the lifestyle that they lived and how much they were making and what job they had. This guy's just literally walking up to people. His channel's called That's What's Up or something like that.
Nice. What kind? Nice. My man, what do you do for a living?
Trade stocks.
Best part of your job?
The unpredictability.
That's what's up. What do you do for
That's
a living?
what's up.
I'm an art director and also a menswear designer.
Where at?
The Bali.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Thank you. What do you do for a living?
I sell commercial trucks.
How much you make a year?
I don't know.
Best part of your job?
Work for my family.
That's what's up. What do you do for a living?
I'm a stylist.
Yeah, for who?
Rappers.
Like
athletes.
who? Anyone I know?
A little bit of everybody.
That's what's up. Best part of your job?
That is.
That's what's up. What in the world do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
What do you do for a living?
Just this. I'm homeless.
No way.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What about you?
Dude, no, that is not what's
What
up.
do you do for a living?
That's sick.
Hey, what do you do for a living?
Dude, that's not what's up. Can we say that's not what's up? Being homeless is not what's up. That's what's up. What do you do for a living? Nah, man, I'm homeless. That's what's up.
I'm a teacher.
What do you do for a living?
Just this. I'm homeless.
No way.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What about you?
I ask people what they do for a living.
That's sick.
Hey, what do you do for a living?
I'm a Amazon assistant manager.
Oh, okay. Best part of your job?
Yeah, going home.
That's
Probably.
what's up.
Yeah, I mean the content is just brain dead. That's what's up. A man actually says he's homeless. That's what's up. That's not what's up. That's not what's up. At the end here, I wanted to show a couple clips because last time when I went over Elon Musk cutting a bunch of executives and stuff off of Twitter, and it got me thinking in that last episode, what goes on inside of Twitter and stuff? Like it seems almost like self-sufficient. So I went on TikTok and I went down kind of a rabbit hole. I don't know if Twitter or if TikTok heard what I was saying, if they were listening, but they showed me these videos, a couple of them, and I watched them and it recommended more. So these are called Day in the Life of blank, blank, whatever, you know? So I got a couple here. This is Day in the Life of a working at Twitter. So here's this guy. There was a few that were like parody accounts, but this is like just like real, which is funny.
Come along with me for a day of work at Twitter. So this is me outside. This is the outside of our San Francisco headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
This is right when you walk inside the building. That's the Perch, which is like a little coffee shop that you can buy stuff at. And then down here is like the main cafe on one of our buildings. This is my little desk setup for the day. So I got in and then looked outside at the Civic Center. Great views. And then I did some more work.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the part I'm curious about. He said I did some more work. So far, he hasn't done any work. So I don't know why he's saying more. But what work is like? What do you do? Because I see a couple people. There's not many people, but a couple people are sitting there on similar machines. You know, with the double monitors and whatnot. And I can't really think of what they're doing. This guy's not a programmer. He said already he's like what, some sort of weird executive. What did he say I am?
Me for a day of work at Twitter. So this is me outside today.
Oh, he didn't actually say.
So I got in and then looked outside at the Civic Center. Great.
I got inside and looked outside. Or I got inside and looked outside. That's part of his day is so eventful that looking outside is a major part of a day in the life, which is fun. These people are like, I tied my shoes. I woke up. I slept through 4 alarms, and I tied my shoes, but I got my shoes on the wrong foot. So so I took the Ford bus to Twitter, and that's where I work. So I log on my computer and I look outside a lot. I got tired, so I decided to look outside. Like, what do these people do? Like, what are these people's jobs actually?
Views, and then I did some more work. Then I made myself a coffee to save money because I didn't want to buy anything. I made myself an almond milk latte. And then later my friend got something at the Perch. She got a matcha and had a little heart in there. It was so
Okay,
cute.
so you guys just
And then
it's
I
like
ended the day with the wine on draft that Twitter has.
wine on draft. What is going on? Dude. Elon Musk should just start burning these buildings down. No work gets done. I guarantee you there is almost no work that gets done. You have wine on draft inside your office. Work's not getting done. I mean, what the actual hell? This one, it gets worse. Listen, it gets worse. Look, watch this one.
Here's a day in the life working at Google as an account strategist in LA. The office parking lot was actually so full today that I had to valet my car, which was free. As soon as I walked in, I grabbed my breakfast for today, which is going to be this iced coffee and a banana. Got to work for a few hours. Then I decided to walk over to the nap room, which yes, Google has nap rooms.
Do I need to even comment on this? There's a nap room at Google.
And people actually use them. There's a full-on futon in here.
Oh, yeah, I
some
bet
comfy
people use them.
blankets and pillows. After a quick 5-minute break, I got back to work.
You mean
for a few
5-minute
more
nap.
hours, and then decided to walk over to lunch. Here's the little snack area. And I saw someone comment in my last video, yes, all of these snacks and drinks and food are free, which is amazing.
Dude, if
But
those
I
were
decided
free,
not to grab any.
this is why they don't hire like white trash people, because when you say free, that means it's all mine. So I'd be eating almost constantly from that salad bar. I'd be like, I saw that there was like a few sandwiches in there. That means that today I would be eating a few sandwiches, right? I'd be taking some home, maybe putting one under my hat when I leave. So why you can't hire white trash like me at Google? This is why they do background checks. They're like, dude, you grew up in Arkansas, and when you hear the word free, you think that means as fill your gut, food, eat food, sustain your life. Rich people, that's the difference between rich people free and like poor person free. When a poor person hears free, they hear opportunity is fleeting, and you have a short window in which the food you are consuming, the calorie to dollar ratio is infinite. Whereas when rich people hear free, they think, oh, that's the norm. It should be free.
And just go to the salad bar. So I made my own little salad with some cucumbers, quinoa, and chicken, and then I went with the strawberry balsamic dressing.
So far in her day, she's done almost no work.
Added some croutons and a side of berries, of course. Then after lunch, I had a team meeting in the Harry Potter conference room. This is by far my favorite conference room in the entire office. Look at this cool Hogwarts book.
That's so fun.
And then after work, we had a team dinner, so we just headed over to this Mexican restaurant down the street. The drinks and the food were 10 out of 10. And that's it for today. So follow for more.
Yeah. More work. And so these are the people that need to, be cut. Because I'm sure that a lot of work's getting done. These people are paid like 6 figures. And then they live in like a 1-bedroom apartment. And they're still broke because they go to dinner every single day. And the food costs like half their daily paycheck. These people are still, like, they would consider themselves impoverished. Some of these people, they would be like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and they make 6 figures. There's people that are like that. There's literally people that make 6 figures and say, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we get it. I would be living paycheck to paycheck, too, if I had, like, $100,000 yearly income. Yeah, my paycheck to paycheck would be... I would be living on that. But yeah, I say nuke. Start burning the Twitter buildings down. Just blow up Twitter. These people need to be, like, getting... Like, how do you stumble into this job? You go to work. That's, like, the biggest... this might be like the biggest like lottery jackpot to stumble into like a Twitter marketing position. You just show up to work and like play with crayons. They just have like a tub of crayons. I don't know. They just have a tub of crayons and like coloring pages, and you just show up to work and you're like, I'm doing a lot of work today. I do a lot of work. I help Twitter marketing. You're like typing on the key. You're like pretending to type on the keyboard. It's just gibberish, and you just turn it in, and the executives are like, very good. Very, very impressive. These statistics are worth looking at. You just draw a circle. You just draw literally a pie. Like you draw a pizza pie with your crayons. And they're like, wow, we're going to have to take a look at these statistics a little bit more in depth. Yeah, I got promoted today. I got promoted. They gave me markers today. You got promoted to markers instead of crayons. Like, what is happening here? I feel like the day in the life makes these people look like not that bright. Like this person's day in the life was, she got to work, ate a banana, took a nap, had a conference, and then ate more food, and then left for more food. And I mean, let's be honest. Is working at Google hard as a, what was her job title even anyways? Let's listen to this again. As a marketing strategist? The hell is that?
Here's a day in the life working at Google as an account strategist in LA.
Account strategist. Account strategist. So you're an expert strategician. You're writing the Art of Sun Tzu, the Art of War by Sun Tzu. You're an expert strategist when it comes to accounts. That's exciting. And you probably have an awesome degree in, whatever. And you want to be an influencer, which is pretty awesome. Here's a day in the life of me working at Google. I want to, man, dude, if I ever got like a job at Google, which I probably won't because they know my YouTube. Google owns YouTube, and they would just like look at my YouTube channel and be like, dude, why did you do a retarded Downs voice when you were talking about people that work here? I'm like, oh, you're talking about episode 94. Yeah, that's that was a bit of a riff. Are you anti-riff? But yeah, I mean, I can't get a job at Twitter. Look. Like the people that work at Twitter are like, well, maybe not now, but are like not the people that would like to work with me. Although when I'm working, I'm pretty hardcore, like just kind of in my own space. Like I'll joke around every now and then. Like for instance, actually someone in our office was, I think, running for senator or something like that. And we were joking around with him like, I don't know, but I don't even know why I mentioned that. Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's all I had. I just wanted to make fun of some of those tech professionals. Yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll play us out. Dun 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 dun. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah. Ooh, got that sexy beat. Thanks for listening.